Wow, we're so close. Can you guys see what I'm thinking? Goodness gracious. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to show you basically a full-on glam using all drugstore products. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell. That way you are notified every time I upload new videos. Let's start off by priming our face. I'm going to be using E.L.F's Poreless Putty Primer. This one I really like to fill in my pores. I feel like with this new camera you guys can like see my pores. Like, can you see my brain? You can see my grays. I was looking at that earlier. Like, now you guys are gonna see everything. So anyways, I like to use this primer to fill in my pores. It really gives you like a blurred out look. I know they have one too to like mattify and then one to hydrate. I haven't used those because I wasn't really interested in them, to be honest. I just grabbed this one because I like anything that's gonna blur my skin and fill in my pores. So this one is actually really, really nice. I have a lot of pores on my cheeks, so I like to kind of massage it in so it kind of pushes that primer into the pores. I know it sounds gross, but that's how it's gonna like give you that smooth look. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch up my routine a little bit. I'm gonna apply my brows first. I know I mentioned that before, that I wanted to like do brows first. So we're gonna do that today. I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is so good. I find it's very similar to Anastasia Brow Wiz. I have this in my kit too, so this is what I use on my clients. This is in the shade Black. So although it's black, it doesn't actually come out black. It's just like a really dark brown. I kind of have a heavy hand, so I like to use brow products that are more like where you have to use a little bit more pressure with them, just because, like, for example, the Benefit pencil, that one is really good. A lot of people love it, but for me it's just so creamy that when I apply it, I always apply too much, just because you have to use a very light hand with that one. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that for me, I'm just too, like, I apply too much pressure. You know how one brow is always better than the other one? This one, my left brow, is my good brow. My right one is a little harder to work with. Okay, so now I'm going to clean them up using my concealer. Before we move on, I'm also using drugstore brushes. So I'm using the E.L.F. Gorgeous Goodies 10-piece brush set. I got this for Christmas. I think Richard bought it at Target. Looks like this. I think it was 20 bucks. Yeah, 20 bucks. And you get 10 brushes. So I'm going to use the concealer brush. I think it's, yeah, the concealer brush like this. And I'm going to use this to clean up my, can you even see that? I don't know. But I'm going to use that to clean up my eyebrows. And I'm using my favorite. I actually really like this concealer. The NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. And I use the shade Vanilla. I didn't want to use a bunch of different concealers because I wanted to keep it very minimal. I don't think I would typically use this to carve out my eyebrows, and I'm going to use it to prime my eyes too because I don't have a drugstore eyeshadow primer. So I wouldn't use this to prime. I'd probably use like an E.L.F. one. I have their, I think it's the camouflage, like the all day wear one. But it's not my favorite. Like, this one is my favorite, so that's why I went with this one. Anyways, I'm going to use that to clean up my eyebrows using the concealer brush. This is also a step that I don't always do, but I feel like I need to. It makes such a big difference. Wow, this brush is nice. As for the e.l.f. brushes, I've heard a lot of really good things, and I have maybe like 1 or 2 of their brushes, but I've never tried all of them. So I'm excited to see how they work. This one though, I really like. So I'm putting that all over, like I said, because I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow primer. However, I don't think I would recommend this as an eyeshadow primer. I just like it as a concealer for the under eyes. See how much better that brow looks? It just looks so much cleaner and sharper. Okay, love that brush. I'm going to set my eyebrows with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in the shade, I think it's Brunette. This one here. And this shade is a little bit too light for me, but that's okay. I have highlights, so I figured like it'll work as kind of like a highlight for me. I don't know, but it works. I really like the wand of this one. I love how it's very like precise, and it doesn't like pull out so much product. I normally have to like take so much off, but this one, it comes out like the perfect amount comes out. And you can even, because it's tinted, you can wear this by itself. So on days that I don't want to like fill in my eyebrows, normally with a darker shade, like one that would match your brow hairs, wiggle it through your eyebrows and then just kind of like comb it through, and it gives like a really nice tint. Let's finally move on to eyeshadow. So I've been eyeing these for a long time. They're the e.l.f. bite-size little eyeshadow palettes. So they're super tiny like this. You get 4 shades. I have, this one here is Truffles. And then this one here is Pumpkin Pie. These were like $3, maybe $5, super affordable. And the amount of shadows that you get is pretty good too. So I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna use the Truffles. Okay, so going in with an e.l.f. brush, I'm gonna use the blending brush. I'm gonna use this light brown here and blend that through my crease. This brush is okay. I wish it was a little fluffier. I feel like it's kind of dense and like flat, you know? I wish it was a little more rounded. But I will say that these brushes are really soft. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this shimmery shade here. And I'm actually gonna use that concealer brush again and just push that onto my lid. I'm trying to do like a different look, but I don't really have that many tones to work with. Look how pretty, I didn't even wet this. Go back in and blend that out. One thing that I will say with these is I feel like you do have to use kind of a lot to get like that color payoff. But I mean, for $3, $5, that's not bad at all. All right, we're gonna deepen it up a little bit, and I'm gonna take this chocolate brown shade and I'm gonna push that into my outer corner using the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. So there is a lot of fallout, but we can always clean that up with a makeup wipe. Before I do that though, I'm gonna do some liner, and I'm going in with my favorite little Wet n Wild. This is the breakup proof, waterproof liquid eyeliner, just in the black. Let me just put my mirror up here real quick. And I kind of don't want to do a wing today. To clean up my eyes, you guys know these are like a must-have. The Neutrogena makeup wipes. What are they called? Cleansing towelettes. I love these. So some of the products that I'm using, the drugstore, I'm trying for the first time, and then others well, not for the first time because I've used them already like once or twice, but some are like favorites that I use all the time, and then some are like newer to me. So like so far, some that I've used that are favorites are the e.l.f. primer, the NYX brow pencil, the NYX concealer, And then I think all the others are like newer. Oh, and the eyeliner. That's a favorite too, that I use all the time. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with foundation, and this one is actually a favorite. I wanted to buy every single shade and put it in my kit, and then I figured no, because I don't want to use like drugstore foundation on my clients just because they're paying for, you know, I want to give them what they're paying for. But the Maybelline Fit Me Poreless, what is this? Matte and Poreless. I love it. And it stays matte all day. It's so good. The coverage is so good. It's so good. Like, I love this one. The only thing that I'm concerned about right now is I don't know if this shade is gonna fit. I think we should be fine. So this one is good if you're oily, normal to oily. If you're dry, I would just use a really good moisturizer before. Or they also have a dewy one. In the Fit Me, but I just don't know how well that one works. I'm oily, so I haven't tried that one, so I don't know. I'm a little nervous to use this, but I figure like let's try it out. I'm gonna use the E.L.F small stippling brush. I was gonna use my little beauty blender because that's what I like to use for this, but let's try out this brush. Okay, so it's good, but I don't think it's just not what I like. Like it's not what I like. So I'm gonna use my little sponge. This is the only thing I think that I have that is not drugstore. I got this on Amazon, but I got a pack of like 6 or 7 for like $9. So it's still affordable, but it's just not drugstore. I know that E.L.F has a sponge for $5, and that one's supposed to be really good too. I'm wanting to try it, I just haven't gotten it yet. And bear with me, this is a new camera, new settings. I haven't like figured out the perfect like setup, so I feel like I'm so close to you guys, and maybe you guys like can't see what I'm doing. I don't know. I think once I watch this back, I'll realize like what the heck. What do I gotta change? Or, you know, because I do feel like I'm like super close. Can see inside my soul. I'm gonna put a little bit more because I like a little more coverage. I'm like trying so hard not to grab my foundation brush. That one's Morphe though, and a lot of you guys are saying that Morphe is not considered drugstore, which, fine, I'll let you have it. So I'm gonna stick, well actually this sponge isn't drugstore either, but gotta give me something. You know what? There's actually a sculpting face brush in here, and I don't really sculpt my face, but it's like firm and kind of dense. So I'm gonna use that for my foundation and bring it down to my neck. I've been eating a little too many spicy noodles, and homegirl needs to slow it down because I could see it in my neck. Oh yeah, I like this. This one's not bad for foundation. Moving on, let's go to concealer. I'm going to use this again, and I'm just going to highlight under my eyes. I don't really love this applicator. I would rather like squeeze some onto my hand. I just feel like it's messy. I don't know. I don't like it. For this, I'm going to use my little sponge again, I think, unless, do we have... We don't have, so yeah, I'll use my sponge. If you guys know of any like good drugstore foundations that you guys like, leave them for me in the comments. I really want to try them. I've tried ColourPop. I read that it was really good, but I didn't care for it. I think I'm just too oily for it. This one I liked because it kept me matte and it didn't move all day. But I do want to try like others. I've tried the Milani one, and that was... I had really high hopes because I watched this girl on Instagram and she swears by that foundation, and I looked like a hot freaking mess. Like, it was so cakey. It was so thick. Like, it just did not look pretty at the end of the day. I've also read really good things about the Wet n Wild one. And I've used that one once, so I don't know yet if I like it or not. But from what, like the one time that I did use it, I feel like I didn't like it. But I need to use it a couple more times to like really know. And then the L'Oreal Infallible one, people love, and I actually do like that one. But I can't ever find a good shade. And I think I actually wore that one on my wedding day. I was tanner at that time too, so the shade was a little bit better. But I struggle with their shades for that one. And actually, I have this brush from E.L.F. I bought this one separate, the Flawless Concealer Brush. It's like a little bigger, fluffier little brush like this. And I'm going to use that and apply a little bit more concealer. Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, so this brush I like. That was my first time using it, and I like it. Now we need to set the face, and I'm using one of my favorites, the Airspun Loose Face Powder. I used to use this one all the time. The only thing with this one is it is so strong, like in perfume scent. I don't really mind the smell though, you know? It's not like you smell like this all day. Okay, let me take this powder brush and kind of put that all over. Okay, so now for my favorite bronzer, and this one is kind of my favorites overall, not just because it's drugstore, but just it's up there, you know, top 5 for sure. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the original, just Murumuru. I'm gonna use that with this same little powder brush that I used. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I don't think I have an under eye brightening powder. Goodness. I'm gonna use this one actually for the first time. This is the E.L.F. Sun-Kissed Bronzer, Forever Sun-Kissed. I've seen, there's another makeup artist that I watch and she uses this one all the time. So I'm gonna give that one a shot, and I'm gonna use the highlighting brush. So I should probably save it for my highlighter, but ooh, this is soft. Yeah, no, let's just use it. This brush is really nice. Super soft. This one would be good for like under eye powder, you know? Not so much bronzer, but it is a good brush. This one is supposedly for contouring. Not so sure how. Are you supposed to like, I don't know. I don't know what the heck this would be good for. It's a little too big for my taste, and I would not use that one again. There's a retractable kabuki too, which actually would be good for bronzer. Now we're just dipping into all these brushes. I like to just use everything. Let's do our blush. No, I switched my routine, remember? I'm gonna do my highlighter. This one is another little favorite of mine. It's the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. It's a little broken, but I'm gonna use this highlighting brush and just apply. So this highlighter I really do love. And this brush I really do love. Do you guys feel like you're a little too close? Because I feel like I'm moving so much and it's like a little too close. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Like, is this too close? Should you guys back up, move closer? I don't know. Let me know. Now let's do our blush. What I'm going to use, again, Physicians Formula. This is Vintage Rouge. So it's just a really nice little pale pink. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know if it's focused, but I hope it's focused. If you don't know, I am blind as hell. Well, not really. Like, I could see, but I can't really see far away, so I don't even know if I'm focused or not. Like, if I wasn't focused, I would have no idea, because I'm not focused with my own 2 eyes. I'm gonna go in with this small stipple brush again and do my powder or my blush. I don't know how, okay, never mind. Don't do that, don't do that. The shade is so light for me, so I kind of have to use a lot. I'm gonna do a little inner corner highlight with the Wet n Wild situation. Just right here. Let's go back in with this little truffle palette, and I'm gonna take the dark brown shade again, this one here. Okay, I'm gonna finish off my eyes with LA Girl's Glide Gel Liner. This is in the shade brown. Just this one here. And I'm just gonna line my waterline. These ones are really nice. They're super creamy and so easy to apply. You don't have to go over and over again just to like get some color. So these are also a favorite. I feel like eyeliner is one of those things where you don't really have to spend a lot of money, you know, because the drugstore ones are good. Now we can set our face. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is the charcoal, matte charcoal setting spray. Oil Control, Mattify, and Set. This I have not used, not even once. I've read really good reviews. I know a lot of people love it, so let's check it out. It's weird, like it has a good smell, but there's like a hint of like a weird smell. I don't know, but I like the sprayer. I like the way that it spritzes. Let's do our mascara. I'm gonna use a favorite. This one's my favorite. The L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I love this one. This, with like 2 or 3 coats of this, your lashes will look so good. Look at, like that's just 1 coat. I love this one. And you know what? I was gonna do lashes in this video, but I think I'm not going to. I really want to keep it more of like a simple drugstore, just because any lash that you find in the drugstore is gonna be good. You know, like I think you can find Ardell in the drugstore. Those are all good. They're just really gonna elevate your look to make it a little bit more glam. And it's gonna look so much more better and like put together. But for this video, I really just want to stick to just your good old mascara. Look how good. It's only 1 coat. I think I'm gonna do 1 more. You know what else I think with this new camera? I feel like the lighting, like the auto lighting with this camera is so much better than my other camera that I don't need as many lights anymore. Like I have 3 lights right now. I had to turn down my ring light because it was just too bright. And so I feel like I could use less lighting now. Where before I like almost needed more. So that's cool. And don't forget to do the bottom too. This one's good because it doesn't transfer. All right, let's finish off with lips. For my lip liner, I'm using the NYX lip pencil in Nude Beige, and then I'm going over that with E.L.F's, I think it's just a satin lipstick in the shade Cream. Looks like this. So we're just keeping it a little bit more nude today. This shade is new to me, but I have used the NYX lip pencils before, and I do like them. But it's not a favorite. The LA Girls Glide On lip pencils, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite formula, but this shade is what I was looking for. Alrighty, so that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys like it and try some of these products here, because for the most part they were pretty nice. I definitely will be using some of these again. So I hope that you guys like this video. Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.